Look at your bank account. Go ahead, open the app. Whatever number is staring back at you, I assure you it is pathetic compared to what I did this morning. I kidnapped Elon, Bezos, and Zuckerberg, shoved them onto a one-way rocket to Mars, and then tracked down every single coin, gold bar, and digital token to ever exist in human history. From Mansa Musa's gold hoards to ancient Roman vaults, every physical asset, every stock portfolio, and every cent currently on Earth was seized. Total budget, $100 trillion. And instead of buying Earth, I went shopping in space. Before we start spending civilization's entire net worth on floating rocks, we must establish the rules of the vessel. Fact 1. Every economic value used today is verified by teams of astrophysicists and asset accountants who do not get invited to parties. Fact 2. Cognitive safety warning. If the vast, incomprehensible wealth of the universe causes you to question your 9-to-5 job, complimentary paper towels are located beneath your seat before the planetary algorithms lock our bank account. Hit that subscribe button to join the crew. Now, let's spend some money. At the absolute bottom of our catalog sits one single dollar. On Earth, a dollar buys you half a stick of gum. In space, $1 buys you roughly 0.00004 grams of lunar regolith, a tiny, microscopic speck of moon dust. When NASA brought back 382 kilograms of lunar soil during the Apollo program, the total mission cost meant every single gram cost roughly $25,000 to retrieve. Space isn't expensive because the dust itself is special. It's expensive because Earth's gravity well acts like an aggressive landlord, charging you an absurd exit fee just to step out the front door. How does that make your morning coffee purchase feel? Step up to $1,000 and you enter private space ownership. For this price, you can buy an iron meteorite fragment from the Campo del Cielo crash site. You are holding a chunk of a smashed protoplanet core that formed 4.5 billion years ago. It spent billions of years floating in absolute zero before crashing through our atmosphere like an uninvited party guest. You aren't paying for the metal. You are paying for a piece of cosmic real estate that existed before Earth even had an address. At $100,000, we move from raw rocks to space logistics. This buys you roughly 1 second of fuel burn during a heavy-lift rocket launch. To break free from Earth, engines burn thousands of kilograms of liquid oxygen and refined kerosene every single second. Imagine pulling up to a gas station, lifting the nozzle, and watching your life savings vanish faster than a streaming service subscription auto-renewal. At this scale, entry to the universe is paid strictly in raw kinetic violence. At $10 million, you can afford a single extravehicular mobility unit, NASA's official name for a spacewalk suit. A spacesuit isn't clothing, it's a personalized, human-shaped spacecraft designed to keep your blood from boiling in a vacuum. It shields you from temperatures ranging from 120 degrees Celsius in sunlight down to minus of 150 in the shade, all while acting as body armor against micrometeorites traveling faster than a rifle bullet. It is the most expensive outfit in existence, and you can't even sit down comfortably in it. At $150 billion, we reach the single most expensive structure ever built by human hands: the International Space Station. Constructed piece by piece in microgravity over decades, it represents the absolute limit of Earth's financial and industrial capability. Yet, this station is barely the size of a football field. It's essentially a very high-tech studio apartment floating in orbit, proving that even when humanity pools all its money together, we can barely afford a metal box in the driveway of the solar system. Now, human economics breaks down completely. Meet Asteroid 16 Psyche. Resting in the asteroid belt, this 220-kilometer-wide rock is the exposed core of a dead protoplanet, made almost entirely of iron, nickel, and platinum. At current Earth market prices, its raw metal is worth 10,000 quadrillion dollars. That is 100,000 times larger than the entire annual economy of planet Earth. But if you dragged Psyche back to Earth, you wouldn't be rich. You would collapse global economics overnight. Supply would destroy demand, making gold as cheap as gravel and turning every stock exchange into a glorified pile of scrap paper. Money loses its meaning when abundance becomes infinite. If a metal asteroid breaks our economy, our next stop breaks human comprehension. 40 light-years away sits 55 Cancri E, an exoplanet twice the size of Earth. It orbits so close to its star that its surface temperature exceeds 2,000 degrees Celsius. Under this intense heat and pressure, its carbon-rich mantle has crystallized into pure diamond. Its estimated value, $26.9 nonillion. The entire wealth of human history couldn't buy a single millimeter of this planet. It sits in the dark void like an absurdly expensive jewelry store that nobody will ever be able to afford. Beyond diamond planets, money stops making sense. How do you price a stellar nursery like the Orion Nebula, where vast clouds of gas forge millions of Earth masses of organic compounds every second? How do you put a dollar value on a supermassive black hole holding the mass of 66 billion suns, warping space-time so severely that even time itself slows down to a crawl? Humanity invented currency as a tool to measure scarcity on a tiny, finite rock. But space is not finite. The cosmos produces in a single second what our entire civilization spends millennia fighting, digging, and dying to extract. We drew lines between the stars and called them price tags. The universe just called it existence. Drop a comment below letting me know which cosmic asset you'd try to buy if you had infinite cash. Tomorrow, we are visiting Jupiter, a planet so massive it eats gas giants for breakfast and has a storm older than your entire family tree. Hit that subscribe button right now so you don't miss it, or I'll be forced to send Elon, Bezos, and Zuckerberg back to your living room log entry closed. See you on the next ascent.